かに
学生さん奪い取るよ。
行くぞ。
いい相手よ。バック行こうよ。
明治安田生命 J1 リーグ第29節横浜 F マリノス vs ヴィッセル神戸、両チーム選手の入場です。
Well, good evening to you from Yokohama and the Nissan Stadium. It is the game of the season in Japan, a night where the destiny of this season's J-League title will be put into the hands of one of these two teams. The leaders, Vissel Kobe, roll into town with a very slender one-point cushion at the top of the table. But Yokohama F Marinos know that a victory will put the situation into their own hands for the 5 games that remain after this one. It is a cauldron of noise inside the Nissan Stadium, and while it's been a turbulent few weeks on the field for both these sides as the pressure has started to tell in the race for the title, after today things may start to become a little more definitive as to who will be the champions for the 2023 J-League season. Great to have you with us. We have seen some wonderful colour and heard some amazing noise in the build-up to this game in Yokohama. But it's time for all the pre-match accompaniments to make way, and time for these two sets of outstanding footballers to take centre stage. Who will keep their nerve? And there's no doubt there will be nerves out there. The champions against the side that could be champions. Yokohama F Marinos potentially losing their crown to a Vissel Kobe side who have been up and down in recent weeks. They have had a few problems in terms of their team selection midfield-wise, but that man there, Seiji Sasaki, scored that vital goal for them last week to earn them a vital 3 points. One of their homegrown talents setting the tone when they most needed it. For Yokohama F Marinos, well, they turn to Anderson Lopez, who once again worked the oracle to go to 19 goals for the season, with a couple of goals for him. Let's take a check on the two sides, and we'll start with the Marinos. Junichi Mori has made a welcome return to the starting lineup in recent weeks, having suffered a nasty injury against Urawa just a month or so ago. Riku Yamane has been a breath of fresh air in the midfield, and up front, well, they have such talent in the vastly experienced Brazilians of Albert, Anderson Lopez and Jan Mateus. Jan Mateus with 9 assists this season, Anderson Lopez with 19 goals, and Elber, as we all know, can terrorise on that left-hand side. Well, a big game requires a big referee. They don't go many bigger than Yuichi Nishimori, assisted today by Mrs. Takibi and Morikawa, and Yuda Yamamoto ably assisting on the touchline, and if they can't come up with the decision we need, or we miss one, well, we have Hayato Shimizu and Keigo Sendachi in the booth to help out. We mentioned that Vissel Kobe have had a few problems in midfield of late. It is the only problem really where they do lose players. They did have some problems at the centre of the defence, but Yuki Honda is now fit once again. And Takahiro Ogihara has been in really good form. Today, Sasaki, who moved from the wide left position he played last week to partner Yamaguchi in that midfield. It means that Nanase Ino comes in on the right-hand side of the forward line. Muto expected to move to the left. That is in the absence of Koya Yoruki, who is still unavailable. He's a big loss as well. Kevin Muscat looking to make it back-to-back titles for the Yokohama F Marinos. He's been very calm this week, trying to keep a level on things. Whereas Takayuki Yoshida said yesterday, this is the 6-pointer, this is the game. What a setting, what a night. Friday night football in the J-League. It's the top 2, 6 games to go in the season. Remember, they have a 5- and 6-point gap to third, to Urawa Reds. It's unlikely they're going to catch them unless there is a major slip from these two. So this will be the first step in the run into the title. We are underway in Yokohama, the Marinos in blue, Vissel Kobe in their change colours. And the first touchdown will come out towards Muto, starting on this left-hand side. A foul on Ken Matsumara. 9 assists for Muto, who has generally played from the right this season. Nanase Ino came on and played a very valuable little cameo role for Vissel Kobe in that important win that they picked up against Cerezo Osaka, that ended their fate title hopes just the other day. They've had some wobbles in recent week. Of course, they went out of the Emperor's Cup on penalties, Kuroso Kumamoto, and then the struggles when they were beaten in Hiroshima, and they drew away at Tokyo as well. Plenty of ups and downs, but the problems haven't just been confined to the visitors. Difficulties for the home side as well. Big win at Kashima Antlers last week. They'd beaten Consadole Sapporo a few weeks before in the cup, but apart from that, had some massive problems. Draw with Sagan Tosu, that horrible defeat at Incheon United in the Asian Champions League as well. Form has been a wobbling for both these sides, both in the J-League and in the respective cups they've been playing in. Sasaki. This is Ino's first involvement. Can't skip away from Nagato to find the cross. Albert almost comes for Yamaguchi in the middle of midfield, and Ino will take over again. This is Yuyo Osako. Now Ogihara. Hatsuse on towards Muto. Dangerous looking ball, but it will arc in towards the goalkeeper, and Ichimori will gather and immediately set it off downfield, looking for Anderson Lopez, who did get a bump in the back. Marinos delighted to still have him here. There was widespread speculation that he would be moving to Saudi Arabia, as their transfer window stayed open beyond everyone else's at the end of summer. His name was one of several that were muted to be on their way to the football revolution in Saudi Arabia. The goalkeeper's made an error, and Osako snaps at the ball. And had he made a better contact, he would have scored. Ishimori went walkabout there. Maybe there, just a little indication, 3 minutes in, some of the nerves that are just festering in the players down there. Well, that's a loose ball by the goalkeeper again, who is going to get away with it because Yamane did so well. Playing with fire at the start of the game of the home side. Ishimori with a couple of wobbles there. Ryo Hatsuse will take the throw-in. Remember, earlier in the season, Vissel Kobe got off to a flyer in the return fixture. They were 2 up. Yoruki and Osako had put them in front, but an Anderson Lopez inspired fight back turned the game around in the second half, and Marinos won by 3 goals to 2. To forget the brilliant goal scored by Koto Watanabe as well in that game. Either side of the Anderson Lopez goals, the winner coming 8 minutes from time. Deo Makawa will fire the ball away. Nice angle on it to Osako. This is Naseino, but beaten to it by Katsuya Nagato. It's just always going to run away from Elbert. There was a roar inside the stadium, and Elbert fancied it, didn't he? It's a problem here for Gotoku Sakai. This will be a huge concern. The follow-through of the pass leaves a stud mark or 2 on his ankle. It is one that they will hope is because it's a contact injury and there's no evident damage. It will just be perhaps a bit of a cut, certainly a bruise that will start to develop there. Something that you'd imagine will take him out of the game. It will be sore to play on, though. Not what you want 5 minutes into the game. Interesting, the varied approaches of the 2 coaches this week. Kevin Muscat, who was such a passionate footballer, played with real fire in his belly. Sometimes a little too much fire, it must be said. But he's been very calm this week, very composed. It's fair to say that Yoshida was also very calm as well, but much more animated about the importance of the game to his side. Current champions Yokohama F Marinos, and of course champions just a few years previous against the side that's never won the J-League, looking to make this 30th anniversary season their biggest year. Sakai able to take the throw and isn't showing any after effects of that ankle injury. It's moving okay. It's towards Osako. Header from Sonoda. This is Jan Mateus. Elbert to his left. Here he is. And here he goes. Shot was half blocked, and the follow-up is a whisker away from 1-0. Ken Matsubara popping up on the edge of the penalty area, and so close to popping one in the bottom corner. It's a wonderful instinctive effort from the fullback. More than capable of scoring a sparkling goal. Scored that brilliant breakaway goal, didn't he, against Manchester City in that high-profile friendly a couple of months ago. More than capable of popping up from fullback to score. Be very close to doing so there. There's been a little concern early on here from a bit of give in the pitch, in the playing surface, and Macau were just a little concerned there. A few of the players have just taken a few divots up. Towards Muto. Ogihara with the challenge. That's another free kick. Anderson Lopez winning the free kick. Yuki Honda is penalised. Sako is imploring the referee not to blow so quickly. Certainly questioning the decision in a very pleasant and polite way, it must be said. Here's Eduardo. Elbert. Nagato. Eduardo. Well, ever since they were beaten, and it wasn't even just beaten, in the Yokohama derby, there has been almost a reset from the Marinos. Whilst they did lose the game after against Kashiwa Reysol, it's been a coming together of the players and the staff to define where they need to be and what they need to do. It was nicely managed by the defenders. Sasaki thought he was fouled. The referee not interested. Fine goal by him last week against Cerezo. When they were struggling to find a way through in the second half, he broke the offside trap and advanced to score an outstanding goal, his 5th of the season. He'd only scored 2 previously in his entire career in the J-League. He's had a big year as the homegrown talent of Sasaki. Ishimori's had a few problems with his goalkeeping so far, or with the ball at his feet. Not this time, able to fire downfield. It's a loose touch by Sakai, and Elbert wants to run him. He's twisted in one way, trying to go the other, but Sakai recovers beautifully. That's a fine piece of defending. Well, he's been around more than long enough to be able to deal with those situations. Kotoku Sakai. Key component in what they've been trying to build in Kobe. I did mention those absences in midfield for Kobe today. Nori Ide, who started last week, of course, who's come into the side in recent weeks with that horrific injury suffered by Mitsuki Saito, who is estimated to be out for up to a year. Just have to try and find the right blend now with him being out. This is going to come to Osako. Ino came inside, which meant there was no width outside. Sakai creates it now. This is Ino again. He'll come towards Yamaguchi here. That's a nice touch for Sakai. This cross half away. Muto. And still, well, the idea was a good one. But, he was a little off balance when he hit it. Didn't really set himself. The ball was quite tight under his feet. It's an opportunity, though. Elite level players on both these sides, such potent attackers. It's a lovely threaded ball for Jan Mateus, and on and in. It's going to come towards Elbert. They are going to survive. Ryo Hatsuse is able to get the ball away. Now Anderson Lopez. That's a nice little turn. That's a good challenge on him as well. The referee wants to let them play here. Looks as though it could have been a foul on Muto, who was all the way back there defending. Eduardo. Sakai. Zataru Yamaguchi. Now Ogihara. Muto. Really good run by Sasaki. That's his role today, to get forward from midfield, to be that fourth attacker on a day where both sides are happy to put 4 up. Ryo Hatsuse. It's a foul, a bit of a late hit, which has upset the crowd a little. Just lost the flight of the ball and tried to recover, and a little unfortunate, isn't he? It wasn't one where he targeted Nagato, who's okay. It came to Nishimura. This is a lovely threaded ball. Nishimura, the angle's always against him. And then Elbert running at pace, couldn't help it back towards the goal, only back across goal. It's another ball that's looking for Elbert, looking to break this offside trap. The high intensity, high pressing football that is played by Vissel Kobe. Something that was identified in the build-up to the game by many as an area, if they can break through that press, they can release the likes of Elbert, Jan Mateus and Ishimori and Anderson Lopez. Quite often drops into those deeper positions in the build-up. Honda, Suse, Makawa. Happy to take the time. Yuki Honda. It's a ball that's gone straight at Elbert. It's Nishimura. Sonoda helps it on into midfield, where Yamane will keep the ball moving. Eduardo, tidy this from Yokohama Marinos. And here they come further downfield with Sonoda. Now Anderson Lopez. Elbert, and the deflection on the header, enough to put it behind. It was a nicely measured piece of football from the home side. If anything, the pass a little behind Elbert, he just had to readjust. It's cross-headed behind. And he will go to take the corner. The first. Minutes been played in this top of the table clash, first versus second in Japan, and the ball comes out towards the edge of the penalty area. It was struck with real intent by Matsubara, well charged down. That's going to be too deep and harmlessly run away and behind. Well, they're the sort of balls that annoy managers. Had a couple of pings now from the edge of the penalty area. Matsubara, one just wide, one well charged down. And that little wobble early on we saw defensively from the home side. They got a little calmer now. Goalkeeper almost having an aberration very early on in the game. I just want to say his distribution had been much better, but he's put a club too many on that one. Honda. Osako. Ogihara. Ino. Now Sakai. Yamaguchi. A little bit of space for Muto here. The defender's coming at him quickly. Hatsuse. Sasaki, that's nice, that's Muto. That's really good defensive cover by Matsubara, who's been caught in making the block. Just stood on his foot, there you go. purely accidental, of course. And no doubt he saw one. So a corner at one end, came to nothing, with a block from a shot on the edge of the penalty area. And Anasino will look to create something for Vissel Kobe. Chances have been at a premium so far. And in this high-stakes match, perhaps the highest stake of any game we've seen in the J-League so far this season. They're crowding the goalkeeper here, looking to really put the pressure on. It's a very good header away. Eduardo taking charge and taking control. It's up towards Sasaki, who won a really good header. Honda, Sakai. That's towards Osako, and Muto! Well, he got the shot away, almost at some cost to himself. He stays down. Anderson Lopez is breaking. The fourth official is making the point that Muto has stayed down. Yes, he volleyed the shot there. There was certainly a high foot that was trying to block his effort. There was certainly a response from Osako, who was asking for a penalty. As we see it again. Let's watch now as he goes, Muto, with the attempted scissor kick. It's Eduardo who comes in with the challenge. One of those that might sound strange, but if it happens probably anywhere else on the football field, it's normally a free kick, but you don't have people trying to shoot like that all over the pitch, do you? You certainly can see why Osako asked the question of the referee. And Muto has gone down again here, and is still down. Now they are going to VAR here, so there is an official review. Hayato Shimizu is looking at the challenge, and as we say, it's one of those that could quite easily be given and would normally be given as a foul anywhere else on the field. And Yuichi Nishimura is now looking at the challenge, and from that evidence it doesn't look great, does it? The foot is high, the studs are showing. Muto trying to get his foot out of the way because potentially it could have come at some cost to him. This could easily be a penalty, you know. Well, the referee's the one who has to make the decision. Was there enough contact? A big call in the big game. Penalty kick. Eduardo is penalised. And Muto, who had the effort, will pick himself up. It's a huge, huge decision. It's a huge moment in the game. Well, we said anywhere else on the field it would generally be given as a foul. Inside the penalty area, it's a foul. It's a penalty kick to Vissel Kobe. The league leaders, Yuya Osako, perfect from the spot. 19 goals for the season. He's never scored 20. What a moment this could be in the race for the title. Ichimori will have done his homework. He mainly goes to the right. Will he go there? Or will he go to the goalkeeper's left? Big moment, big player, big character. Yuya Osako scores his 20th J-League goal of the season. And Vissel Kobe, the league leaders, lead in the table-topping game. It's a huge moment. It's a significant moment. It's a 1-0 lead to Vissel Kobe. Nerves of steel. from Osako. How to keep calm when the pressure is on. Very nearly lost his standing foot as he took the penalty. It just gripped enough. And he did go to the opposite side than to normal. And so at the midway point of the first half, we have the first game-defining moment. That's Matsubara. We'll see a response now from Marinos. We know they've done it, they've come from behind so many times and then they're so good at it. There's Muto. Twisting one way, turns the other. Matsubara stays with him. Well, looking to strike while the confidence is coursing through them. Just doing some ground repair work while he waits for the corner. Ryo Hatsusa will take. It's a good header away by Nagato. Hatsusa again. Sakai has gone behind here towards Yamaguchi, who has kept the ball in play but could only help it across rather than hit it with any real pace or direction. Sakai can find accuracy. Oh, chance! It was Sasaki who helped it on. And Muto right in front of goal. Doesn't make it two with the goal at his mercy. What an opportunity. Is that a moment they could live to regret? Chances don't come much better than that. Albert's trying to get in behind Sakai here. Calm defending. Saka with a brilliant flick whilst being fouled by Eduardo. And there will be a word here for the big defender. This is brilliant from Yuya Osaka. Has no right to actually win that ball once he was being wrestled to the ground. King of the acrobats. Ryo Hatsusa. Who's just caught a little late by Jan Mateus there, who just was letting him know he was around. Sasaki again pulling out towards this left-hand side, and he's been fouled, and just for a moment, as Sonoda reacts to the decision against him, there's a little bit of frustration from the Marinos players, just conceding a number of little free kicks, but also just having little collisions with the Kobe players. As ever, it's Ryo Hatsusa who will take the free kick. He's over all the dead balls for Vissel Kobe. Looking to bring them further to life here. They lead 1-0. They're looking for a second goal. It's touch behind in the end, as Eduardo was challenging for it with Yuki Honda. It's Ken Matsubara who puts the ball behind. the usual long walk from Ryo Hatsusa. Well, he's going to make his way to the edge of the penalty area instead, and Sasaki will go to take. They've gone short, and it is Hatsuse. Comes back to Yamaguchi. This is Ogihara. Well, it was nicely measured, it was nicely worked, but the final ball back to Sasaki was just a little overhit. Ogihara, Osako. Fouled again. And Osaka was now asking the question whether or not that's enough for the Yokohama F Marinos captain to get a yellow card. Clumsy. Again, a measure of frustration. It's not a challenge you'd normally expect Eduardo to make. The reaction from the Marinos players, again, suggestive of the fact that there is a little frustration within them right now. Trailing 1-0, but very much the second best side in this game at the minute. Let's just say with the free kick again. Foul by Yamaguchi. Mateos is giving it a rub, just caught on the knee. Shouldn't be anything that causes him too many problems. He did well to actually nick in front of Yamaguchi. Won the free kick. Played half an hour, and right now that 500-kilometre journey for that huge number of Vissel Kobe fans here inside the Nissan Stadium today, feeling very, very worthwhile. That's long for Anderson Lopez. He might have just kissed his shoulder or his chest on the way through that. Just took the ball away from him. Otherwise, he might have had a chance there. That'd be a little unfortunate. Matsubara will take the throw. It would be hard to find a game anywhere across the world this weekend that will mean as much as this one, that will be played in a better atmosphere. It's a huge, huge evening. And the game living up to it. That's a foul by Ogihara, that's late. He's going to get a yellow card, is he? He is. Might consider himself a little unfortunate. It's his first infringement of the game. It's just the referee deciding, as he stopped a potential counter-attack, which you could argue that he did. It's a challenge from behind as well. Frustration for Takahiro Ogihara, who's been really good for Vissel Kobe. Vastly experience, of course, making that move across to Kobe from Yokohama F Marinos. That's what he'll feel like if they can pit them for the title. Makawa does well. Had to leave his penalty area, but judged it absolutely perfectly. quite the week, isn't it, really, for Ogihara, having played the other side that he played so many games for, Soreso Osaka last weekend, and now playing the Marinos this weekend. Two hugely significant games as well. Well, every game is hugely significant when you're top of the league. Nice read by Atsuse. Good toe by Jan Mateus, and he stepped away from the fullback. Jan Mateus. It's a very important header. It's a good one by Yuki Honda as well. Jan Mateus will try again, and Yuki Honda is in the way again. Sonoda. Eduardo Elbert. Jan Mateus happy to just drift in from that flank as he loves doing. Matsubara trying to send one across that corridor of uncertainty. It's just a little too close to the goalkeeper. Better though from Muscat's men. Not really been a threat in this game so far. It's more promising. Might be caught short here. Eduardo's been caught jumping underneath that ball. He's racing to get back. Sako, Yamaguchi, Sakai, and Sasaki trying to sneak in. Matsubara able just to see him underneath the ball and see the ball away from goal. Very, very interesting the way that Vissel Kobe are playing here, with Sasaki coming from midfield, moving out to that left-hand side, and Muto coming inside, almost into a number 10 role, or joining Osako in the middle. It's already led to that golden chance for Muto that he put against the crossbar. Muto we normally see coming from the right-hand side when Yuruki's available on the left-hand side. Yamane. That's Sonoda helping the ball on to Jan Mateus. He's looking for Elbert, but nicely tidied up by Tetsushi Yamakawa. Bit of a hook on the ball that he was trying to play downfield. Give possession back, but Sasaki so sharp to win it. Yamaguchi. Sakai, safety first to the goalkeeper. Inside the final 10 minutes of the first half, it's dropped nicely for Nanaseino. Bounce just took the ball back towards him. Sakai, Osako. Couldn't quite squeeze it for Ino. That's Sakai, and the strike takes a deflection over the top. It's a good block in the end. As Muto let fly. Now he thought it was close, didn't he? He caught it really nicely. What a good block that is. Getting across by Ryotaro Sonoda. They have been the better side. They do have the lead. Remember, they led 2-0 in their home game. Feels a long, long time ago now. Way back on the 22nd of April. 5 months ago. A lot of water has gone under the bridge since then. Atsuse with a corner. Muto jumps again. Out towards Sasaki. Just a little bit too long. Ino working hard, halting the progress. chances really have been very limited since moving to Vissel Kobe. And I say, hold it tonight for the biggest night of all, potentially. This is Jan Mateus. The deflection on the cross makes it nice for the goalkeeper to gather. Well, he's chewing that gum even harder than he was earlier. It's Kevin Muscat. Things aren't going his side's way. Osako and Co are certainly enjoying their night in Yokohama right now. Nice read by Matsubara, able to squeeze the ball away. Hatsuse will take the throw. This game is moving very, very fast. You always feel that in a game like this, certainly with the atmosphere and the intensity, the tempo of the game. Seems to have flown to the 40th minute in no time at all. Nicely done by Elbert. This is Matsubara. Yamane. Jan Mateus. Looking to find some space, and he has managed to find space for Nagato, and it might come for Anderson Lopez. Well, it hit him rather than he met the ball. It's a moment of worry for Vissel Kobe. One of their first, really. Macau has not really had anything to do. Towards Muto, who wins the ball but has won it illegally. Handball, says the referee. You can see his reaction and thoughts about it. It'd be interesting to have a look here. Ball comes down and certainly towards his midriff. It's whether or not he just moved it on with his arm. Certainly the referee was very close by. He's given the one big decision so far with a VAR review and a penalty to Vissel Kobe. Scored by Yuya Osako, who reaches 20 goals in the league for the first time. Here he is. And he's kept that ball in play. Ino leaves it for Yamaguchi, and Muto! What a block by Eduardo. It's the second time he's caught one as sweetly as you could on the edge of the penalty area, Muto, and the second time he's been denied by an excellent block. This is brilliant from Osako. Didn't even think he was going to keep the ball in play at first. And it was a case of maybe too many cooks for a moment. Still got a really good strike away. Well, he'll be impressed with his players. They've been really good here. Hatsuse with a corner. And Muto with the jump. This time he's not to be denied. They do have a second, and it has been coming for Vissel Kobe. Just like in April, they have raced into a 2-goal lead against the champions. This time, it might be a major step towards the J-League title. It's the big two. It's Osako and Muto with the goals. Hatsuse's delivery, perfect as usual. What a jump that is by Yoshinori Muto. Denied twice by brilliant blocks so far. But this time, Nishimura couldn't keep it out. And Vissel Kobe have their second. That's a reaction, isn't it? But it had been coming. They have been the more potent threat throughout this game. Second goal coming a couple of minutes before half-time. Nagato away, here's Albert. Oh, what response can Yokohama F Marinos come up with here? Albert's been fouled by Nanase Ino. Sonoda will move forward from his central defensive position. Yamane. Sonoda. This is Matsubara. Lovely roll by Jan Mateos. Scuffed his shot a little, but he got a touch on the way through. Well, an immediate answer would be certainly favourable for the home side. They haven't really threatened Makawa so far in this game. They haven't really threatened Vissel Kobe at all. Jan Mateos, and it will run away from Matsubara. Again, the idea was good. And the execution not what was required. Well, he rejigged his team in the game in April. Harsh words at half-time. Turned the game round in the second half. What can he do at half-time in this game to change the course of the game? Must be said as well in that game early in the season that they were level by half-time. It was 2-2 at the break. There was 4 minutes of stoppage time in the end of the first half. Yuya Osako is offside. So 2-0, if they do go in at the break with that cushion, will feel a lot more significant than it did in the game in April. What there is, though, is still a long way to go in this football match. But right now, it couldn't be going any better for the side at the top of the J-League. Remember, if they win today, 4 points clear. 5 to go. Take a 2-game switch. It's also worth remembering when you look at the fixtures that they have left, that it could be classed as tough for Vissel Kobe. Well, it is tough for them, simple as that, when they still have the likes of Urawa and Nagoya to play in the games that remain, as well as a tough little derby against Gabor Osaka, the only one that they'll look at. Certainly not as a gimme, because Sean and Belmari are fighting for their lives at the foot of the table, but an away game there will be certainly one that they will look at with hope. But after today, of course, there's a 3-week break. Not too significant. Muto's lost the ball there. Anderson Lopez. Nice little skip away from Yuki Honda. Yamane thought about a hit. Goes for the pass. Anderson Lopez goes down, wants a penalty, isn't getting one. Oh, Vissel Kobe will bring the ball away very calmly. And Osako That's nicely done. Muto. He's been really good. Sasaki was in conversation. Muto wanted him to come a little closer to make a run. Anderson Lopez is slow to get up. And Yokohama F Marinos have been slow to get up in this game. Thought they might start to stage a fight back. If it is, it's starting to look like it will have to come after half-time, where in the final minute of the 4 that were indicated by the referee, MEIJI Nishimura. This is where they thought they were going to find a way through. Opportunity here. We saw that the tumble by Anderson Lopez clearly wasn't a foul. Might consider himself a little fortunate not to have incurred the wrath of the referee there. Well, we wondered before the game who will be able to keep their nerve and keep their calm in this high-octane and highly pressurised game. And it is Yujiro Sako and Yoshinori Muto who have scored the goals in what has been a highly professional and highly competent performance from Takehiko Yoshida's Vissel Kobe side, top of the table, and emphasising just why that is right now, because they have been outstanding in this first half. Not just the 2-goal lead that they have, they could easily have had more. And there's certainly going to be a rethink needed and some harsh words from Kevin Muscat, because right now the current champions, Yokohama F Marinos, are way behind in this game, and it will leave them way behind in the race for the title if they can't come back in the second half with 5 games to go after this one. Super first half from the visitors, and a half-time in the Nissan Stadium. It's Yokohama F Marinos 0, Vissel Kobe 2.
さん参りましょう。横浜 F マリノス公式ハーフタイム連勝ミニウィナー。
Welcome back to the Nissan Stadium as Yuya Osako makes his way back out onto the field for the second half. Vissel Kobe leading by 2-0, and that man there has completed 20 goals in the J-League for the first time in his career today. He spent a long time away, but fine achievement for a fine player who kept his nerve at the critical moment to turn home from the spot. After the VAR review, found a foul on Yoshinori Muto by Eduardo in the penalty area as he tried to strike a shot towards goal. Muto added a second. Muto has been the difference really between the two sides. And for that man there, Anderson, Lopez and co, well, it's not quite save our season time, but it's pretty close to it. A point behind at the start of play. 5 games to go after this one. The gap, if the game stays as it is now, will be 4 points. And that's a lot to overhaul. You still get the feeling that there's some bends in the road to be taken by both sides between now and the end of the season. But as we get underway in the Nissan Stadium, it's very much advantage Vissel Kobe in the race for the title. What we haven't seen is a normal level of composure from the Marinos players. Mentioned their ups and downs in recent weeks, the difficulties they've had. Looked as though they put them behind them with that performance last week, but That's not to be the case. Here's Osako. Ogihara will go back. And nicely done by Yamakawa. It's not the worst ball in the world. Nearly released Sasaki. And this is Muto. Well, it's worth him having a go, isn't it? The form he's been in today. Talked about the biggest players coming alive in the biggest games. Well, he really has come to life in this one. That was on target as well, but for the deflection off Eduardo. And again, it was really travelling. He knows. Hatsuse will come across once again to take the corner. Can they find a third? That will really shake the foundations. Once again, it was a towering leap. Honda and Sasaki were trying to get there. It's left Ken Matsubara feeling the full force of the challenge. He does have such lovely delivery with that left foot. Sasaki came flying through the crowd. Going to take everything there. It's a nasty tumble in the end for Matsubara, who is okay. Nishimori away. It's not the best clearance in the world, nor was that the best touch in the world, but in the end it's going to be Yamakawa who's penalised. Sakai's header. Beautiful turn by Sasaki. Ino's trying to stay on side but ran offside, which is why he had to stop. Well, you wondered how the second half would start. Vissel Kobe well worth their lead. And they started the second half like a side playing with real confidence. The Maris must now try and almost find their way into the game. Jan Matthäus is trying to do just that, but Hatsuse is able to get the ball away. Nagato. Elbert. Just fiercely competitive with the visitors, and they're winning the ball seemingly at will. Here they come again. Sasaki. Get a second go here, three weight in the middle. It's towards Muto. Matsubara did well. Hatsuse, this time with his right foot, sweeping the ball across field. Sasaki wins the header, but Sako couldn't read it or get to it. And Yamane will combine with Watanabe to get the ball away. That's a ball now for what is a rather lazy foul by Nishimura. Just got caught between defender and wrong side of defender and ball, and straightforward push, wasn't it, to Yuki Honda, who's played just about every position at the back of that Vissel Kobe defence this season. He's played both sides at full-back, he's played centre-back. Always willing to put a shift in. Osako's flick. Ino. Still no indication that this pattern that this game has taken ever since that first goal that was scored by Vissel Kobe is going to change. Nice take by Ogihara. Super game he's had in the middle of that midfield. Ino's cross towards Sasaki. Anderson Lopez won't get there. Muto. Ogihara. Now Sakai. It's towards Osako, and it's going to come towards Yamaguchi, who set himself to try and angle that right into that top corner. Quite time it the way he would have wanted. Eduardo forward. Anderson Lopez. Now Jan Mateus. So dangerous when he's running with the ball. As you say, watched him well. Yamane helping it on again. The youngster trying to pull the strings in midfield. Katsuya Nagato. Elbert. That's nice. Just opened up for Elbert, who had every right to have the shot that he did, which really did pack a punch, but was a little too close to the goalkeeper to cause him any real difficulties. Straight away, Vissel Kobe wants a break. No resting on their laurels at 2-0. Sakai, Osako, Ino. That was a stab forward, which Eduardo just managed to get a little bit of foot on. Carried the ball through to the goalkeeper. It's a nice ball for Jan Mateus. His first touch just a little heavy. And Honda again gets across and makes a super challenge. It's a massive protest from Jan Mateus. He finds out he's not got a corner here. It's a super ball, wasn't it? Good run as well. As I say, just getting caught underneath one for once. Well, Honda there to help him out. Well, they're still bouncing out there. This is Muto, Hatsuse. Just taken off the toe of Yamaguchi. Super turn by Elbert. So Jan Mateus to his right. Anderson Lopez now to the left of Jan Mateus. Not much else up to hit. It's towards Anderson Lopez. It's just a fraction too high for him. And away by Gotaku Sakai. Mateus. They've loaded up in the penalty area. Yamane. Sonoda. Watanabe. Read by Ogihara. That's Osako. That's super take. This is Nanase Ino, who's got a big run ahead of him, but he's nearly done it all the way. It's a super challenge. Eduardo. Brilliantly worked by Osako. And the pace of Ino, the direct approach, very nearly reaping full reward there. Talked about Honda a little earlier, of course. Filling in all over at the back for Vissel Kobe this season. Yokohama F Marinos have had those problems defensively as well. It's done by Hatsuse. It's worth remembering in their defence, whilst they've had those defensive problems, the absence of Tanaka and Koike. Lengthy injury layoffs for those two. Here's Eduardo. Attempted ball in by Nagato. Well, Nagato will take the corner himself. They need something to give them a potential springboard to turn this game around. We'll get another corner here, that's come off Osako. Endearing himself to Eduardo. Can be a big threat inside the penalty area. Nagato to take the corner again. This time comfortable header away by Ogihara. Deep towards Eduardo. He's just pulled off into space. His header, though, is a little bit too aerial, a little bit too floaty, and it's comfortable for the goalkeeper, Makawa, to come and gather. Sasaki was being held. Matsubara again is suggesting that the first hold is from Sasaki. It's probably fair to say that they possibly both did have a little grapple with each other, but it was evident where the foul was in the end. Hatsuse will take the free kick again. It's a ball that just for a moment Yamakawa thought about trying to keep it as it looped up in the air from Nagato. In the end, he played the safety game and decided to take the corner and let it drift out, which was probably the best idea. Horrible looping, spinning ball. To say, covers some ground, doesn't he, taking all the set pieces. Does a third goal end it? At 2-0, you still think that the home side are in this game. Hatsuse takes the corner, and the referee has spotted something that he didn't like inside the penalty area and amidst the cluster of players in there. That's a ball for Albert. Sakai is trying to play catch-up. Albert goes early, Yamakawa in the way. A little careless in trying to pass their way out there. Or Vissel Kobe. Nishimura. Albert. Mateo's got that wrong. Honda's header. Sakai will clear. Hatsuse is going to get himself a yellow card here for the collision that he's just had with Jan Mateos. Just checking that the Brazilian is okay. Well, he's soon going to see that his reward for getting up and not getting treatment is to get a yellow card from the referee. Yeah, he got that all wrong, didn't he? That there's a suspension for Ryo Hatsuse, and he will be missed. started today at the risk of a one-match ban, along with Gotoku Sakai and Tula, the big defender on the bench. There's the delivery, the header, and there's a foul anyway. And another yellow card, this time Sonoda, clattering into the defender as he went for the header. Clumsy. Good defending again from Yuki Honda. And Ryotaro Sonoda, confirmation of his yellow card. Just on that, by the way, with Takuya Kida available today, of course, Koto Watanabe in the centre of that midfield is the only Yokohama player who's at risk of a ban should he be suspended. As we've just seen that Hatsus will be suspended for Vissel Kobe's next game, which is of course at home to Kashima Antlers. Amazing to think that it's still some 3 weeks away. Kashima Antlers had just managed to claw their way into the title race just before the big wins last week for the top two. Just gave them that required daylight between them and the chasing pack. And right now there's going to be some daylight between the top two come the end of today. Many of the educated football followers and ex-players and pundits in Japan went for a draw or a Yokohama win for this game. Not many went for a Vissel Kobe win. But right now, Vissel Kobe, a really good value for their lead and for a potential victory. Eduardo away. Sasaki. He's gone early with the cross, but he's not managed to find the delivery he wanted. And so Yokohama will look to start moving downfield, but not at any real pace. Already we've played 19 minutes in the second half, and the game continues to move at a very fast pace. That clock will be moving very fast for the Yokohama fans and staff on the bench, not so much perhaps for the players down on the field. Jan Mateus is going to have a go. Well, it's going to take quite the effort to beat Makawa from there. Once again, the defender manages to get in the way and get a touch to make it not necessary for the goalkeeper to get involved. It actually came off Honda. The corner has been taken quickly. This is Watanabe. Nagato. Anderson Lopez looked offside. Play will go on. It runs away from him. And a strike which saved brilliantly from the goalkeeper. Makawa finally called into action and responds quite brilliantly. It's a fantastic stop. The Yokohama F Marinos almost find their way through with Ken Matsubara's left-footed effort. And Makawa with a really good save. Can't have had a good look at it. Got good hands on it, which is the significant factor. Headed by Watanabe. Nagato down to Yamane. Matsubara strikes long and early. Goalkeeper's coming again, and he misjudged it. Now, did he manage to keep his hands and the ball inside when he first touched it? The referee is just going to pause while they have a look to make sure that he stayed inside his penalty area. He knew he was in trouble, he knew he was in danger, didn't he? And so they just want to assess where that ball was. To his credit, he got it down pretty quickly and got it away. As he comes now. Oh, he could be in trouble there. Does he manage to let go? Well, the check is over. They are happy with it. He did manage to let go. Those big gloves. Let go of the ball just in time. There's the delivery, very deep. Jan Mateus will pick up the pieces. That's Eduardo. And that's a comfortable save from Maikawa. But better in the last couple of minutes from Yokohama F Marinos than at any previous stage of this game. Stuck with the 11 he started with. There has been abundance of movement down in the technical areas and down on the bench, and the changes are going to start coming now. Jean-Patrick will come on, and it's Yuya Osako who's going to make way, and that may suggest that he isn't at full fitness, because you wouldn't envisage him being taken off for the final quarter of a game like this. Move one clear of Anderson Lopez in the race for the Golden Boot. He was too clear, of course, last week, but Anderson Lopez scored twice. You can see there his reaction, just suggesting that there is a problem. So Jean-Patrick comes on to replace him. Very different in terms of style and approach. And Takumi Nishimura has made way as well for Namtehi, who steps on for Yokohama. Come to the club at the start of August from Aldo Heil. Susa's got a problem now as well. Remember, he is out for the next game anyway, and Touler is going to be coming on, which would suggest that Yuki Honda will move over to left back. But that's losing two significant cogs in the engine of this Vissel Kobe side, with 20 minutes to go, plus stoppage, plus loose change at the end of that as well. Yoshida continue to play positive football. It's a concern that Hatsushi is leaving the way he is on a stretcher. Mateus Touler joins us. As we say, unlikely he'll play at left back. It's not beyond the realms of imagination, but always going to be Yuki Honda who would step out there. Mentioned earlier that he's filled in just about every position there is to play, but certainly all along the defences this season. I wish Ryo Hatsusa well, because the fact he's still on that stretcher would tend to indicate there might be a serious injury there. Well, there was a moment of concern that might be going for a corner, but in the end, Sonoda able to shepherd it out calmly. There's the new arrival. Who's not really been able to have a big impact yet in a Yokohama F Marinos shirt. Here's Anderson Lopez. That's a nice little turn. And Mateusz Tule did well. Anderson Lopez might get another go here. He's gone down looking for a penalty. Referee immediately says no, and having absolutely none of it at all. Well, he took a tumble in the first half that didn't do him any credit. Went down very, very easily. And now Mateusz Tule is having words with the referee as well. He's just trying to keep a lid on this. Well, there is contact, isn't there? But it's contact initiated by the Brazilian. That's why there's no penalty there. A bit long and a bit straight from Yamakawa. At the moment, Sasaki is the main forward. With that change that they've made, Jean-Patrick is playing a little further back. Although I'd imagine that Muto will move into the middle and Sasaki will drop a little deeper where he's been playing. Jean-Patrick will play on the left-hand side. That would be the more expected change. Yamakawa misjudged that. Goalkeeper is coming. Defender Tule got in his way, but they've managed to get the ball away. Although the pass to Sasaki was a little wayward. He's been a dynamo today, hasn't he? It's Meiji Sasaki. Well, perhaps it might be inevitable to think that they're not going to be as much an attacking threat without Osako. But there's still plenty of talent out there going forward. The Yokohama F Marinos need their attacking talent to come to the fore now. Mateusz has had lots of positive runs, but no real product at the end of it. So here come two more changes. Nagato will make way. And so too Elbert, who's been quiet today. And on kind of Yoshio and Ryo Miyachi. Trying to make the change, trying to make something happen. Yoshio and Miyachi on. Delivery is deep round the back from Miyachi. Well, that's a whisker away from Jan Mateusz, that little sharp hook. Well, he's very, very unlucky. Just didn't quite come round, did it? Super effort, though. We talked about lots of positive approach play. No end product, that was nearly the ultimate end product. Sakai forward. Header back from Sonoda to Ichimori. We're inside the final 15 minutes. Yoshio. That falls nicely. Now then, what could happen here? Nantehi. Jan Mateusz. Really good recovery by Yuki Honda. comes, goalkeeper clears. Watanabe trying to return it with interest. Squad midfielders capable of finding the goal. He is one of the best exponents of it. There's Yoshio. Nantehi. Yoshio again. Cross from Sakai. Vissel Kobe's turn to freshen things up in a moment. Mizuki Arai will come on. Sasaki is down, having run himself into the ground. Very nice of Yoshio to try and stretch his legs out to make sure that the stoppage isn't going to be a lengthy one, because the time and the clock is against the home side. Sasaki will make way, and Mizuki Arai. The man who will come on to replace him. It's on his third appearance since making the move from he was early in the season with Yokohama. We talk about players whose opportunities have been limited. Ino and Arai now given the big opportunity in the biggest game of all. That's Yamane. And again, Watanabe. Eduardo. Miyachi. The game dynamic is changing at the moment, as we thought it would at some stage. Yokohama F Marinos have got to throw the proverbial sink at everything that Vissel Kobe right now, so they're going to settle into a defensive posture maybe and just look for little counter-attacks. Matsubara, Jan Mateus. Matsubara will take over, but just slam that over the top. Well, the head-to-head gave Yokohama the favouring look at this game in the J-League, because they've won the last 5 J-League fixtures between the sides. Vissel, of course, beat them last year in the Champions League. A yellow card here for Jean-Patrick. Catching Sunoda with a stray arm, it's a horrible one to take. The referee's certainly giving him the benefit of the doubt that he was just using his arm for leverage rather than as a weapon. Saw one, whatever, for Sunoda. Well, they've really thrown the dice and tried to find the player that can turn the game, but nothing so far. So now it's Koto Mizunuma who will come from the bench, the veteran. 20th time he's come off the bench this season, and Watanabe will make way.
Yokohama F Marinos 6番
Might have come off the bench 20 times this season, but he's already in the top 5 of assist makers in the J-League. Always has been, always will be. Creative player, one who can open doors, and that's exactly what they need in this remaining, what, 8.5 minutes plus a few minutes stoppage time. Eduardo. Muto steps aside and lets Ogihara clear it downfield. Jean-Patrick has got nowhere to go there. Nicely taken and tidied up by Jan Mateus, but they can't find a way through. And Makawa will happily fall on the ball and run the clock down. For Yamaguchi and co, they are closing in. Damage done in the first half. Hard yards put in the first half. Second half has been professional. And mainly, so far, pretty comfortable. That's nicely done. And that's Muto. Jean-Patrick can't find a way through. Can't find it for Ino here. And the strike. Oh, it's a stunning save from Ichimori. Because that was hit like a train from Yamaguchi. Super stop by the goalkeeper. Look at that. Fully extended was Ichimori. Beautiful strike. Really good save. That was the one where you could put the hat on this result. Ogihara will take the corner. No Hatsuse now. Let's come off Anderson Lopez. They're trying to stay in it. They're trying to keep the body language positive. Ogihara will take the second corner in quick succession for the visitors. Strong header away. Ogihara again. Jean-Patrick, twist, turn. Can't find the pass that he was looking for to Muto. We do get a throw though. There's no difficulty and no danger while we're at this end of the field. Arai will take the throw. Mikawa, long, Sakai, and this is Ino, and once again the defenders between them keeping out. The follow-up strike is Ogihara. The former Marinos man looking to end the game as a contest. It's not ended already. Once again, he will take the corner. There's no Hatsuse, of course, he's gone injured. To find a new set-piece expert. To find someone else that will help them get this third goal. Ihara's left-footed delivery. The goalkeeper sees that from a long way away. And able to come and gather comfortably. We're into the final 5 minutes now of this pulsating game at the top of the J-League. The leaders leading against the champions in second. That's nicely done. Only crossed by Miyachi. Difficult to meet and head goalward for Mizunuma. Again, they worked it nicely downfield. Just what hasn't been there for them enough today is that final ball, that end product. Mainly down perhaps to the Vissel Kobe defending, but also down to a little bit of wayward play. Another change for Vissel Kobe. Nogihara's going to make weight. Been excellent in this game. Balint Vetse, the Hungarian, will come on to replace him. His second appearance since making the move from Ferencváros in Hungary. Jan Mateus. Nicely done by Matsubara. He's not going anywhere fast though, is he? Held up really well by Arai. Matsubara again. Now the counter-attack. Alright, Muto's run offside, so Arai will have to wait. Muto gets back onside and returns the ball to the little winger. Jean-Patrick. We won't get a throw out of that. Mori has the ball on the edge of his penalty area. There are 2.5 minutes to go. Yokohama F Marinos are trying to stick to their principles and their approach that normally serves them so well. But the wobbles of the last few weeks could be about to culminate in the biggest league defeat of the season so far. MEIJI. Jan Mateus, Yoshio, Jan Mateus again. Thought about having a go. It's just to thread the ball. It's not a bad ball. Nantehi ends up running away from goal. Again, there was a white wall in the way. On by Yamane. Eduardo. Now Yoshio. Eduardo continues his run. Really good from Yamaguchi. That's what they've done so well, Vissel Kobe, all day. They've worked so hard for each other. They've covered the meters, they've covered the ground, and they're about to get their reward, it seems, of the biggest win of the season. Kotoko Sakai will take his time. There will be an anxious look towards the fourth official momentarily from everyone in the stadium and the two managers. That's excellent from Jean-Patrick. He's won the free kick as well for a foul by Matsubara. He'll try his best to pick up the Vissel Kobe man and try not to let the clock run down any further than it is already. But they are almost home and dry today. But they're not home and dry in the race for the title. There's still a long, long way to go. But this could be a significant step for Yoshida and his men. Thoroughly professional performance. 6 minutes. There was never any reason why Vissel Kobe couldn't come here and win. Even putting into context the 5 straight defeats they'd suffered against Yokohama F Marinos. They've been good all season. They've got real weapons throughout their team. Solid defenders. They're top for a reason. Second best defensive record, second for goals. Today, they have shown why they've been top of the table for so long. And they are a matter of weeks away from their first ever J-League crown. Yamane lost the ball to Yamaguchi. Jean-Patrick will set off forward downfield. He's looking to put the afterburners on. Muto's making a run across goal as well. Jean-Patrick wants to finish it in style. He did go for goal, but Mori at the second attempt able to keep the ball. Jan Mateus now playing almost as quarterback. Just looking to launch the ball downfield. Sakai, who's been near faultless. Remember, he got that injury very early on in the game to his ankle. It's not affected him in the slightest. Might need some ice on that tonight. It was a nasty kick that he got. Matsubara. Jan Mateus. Anderson Lopez trying to get the Namtehi. Trying to breathe some life into this game at the end. The scrambling defence is good. And now Arai. And Muto off downfield. Arai isn't in a hurry. Why would he be? He's side of two up. Essay. And didn't get the power he wanted. Namtehi. Eduardo forgot the ball, but there was no one around to make him pay for a bad touch. Jan Mateus, nearly at the midway point of stoppage time. That's the ball looking for Anderson Lopez, but again, it's too close to the goalkeeper. Such a low percentage ball in terms of being able to pull it off, and nothing for him to feed on today at all. Well, they've worked themselves into the ground today. Yuki Honda's got a problem. Mateus Toulet is playing the role as chief leg stretcher. Eduardo will certainly be telling the referee as the captain that that's a bit of time that will need to be added on. And a big smile from Sasaki. Honda's saying that I want to try and carry on, but don't know if I'm going to be able to. What an effort from him, what an effort it's been from those in black and white today. Miyachi. Brilliant from Gotoku Sakai. That's Namtehi. Anderson Lopez to his left. Ball does come there inadvertently off the defender. Yoshio. Another block cross. Just see the way that Yamaguchi, open mouth there, trying to suck the air in. Tired minds, tired bodies. But on the cusp of a famous victory. There's been edge of the seat stuff really throughout. Hasn't been maybe the end-to-end game that many would have hoped for, in the flurry of goals going in, but intriguing, pulsating all the same. Never been able to take your eyes off this game. Muto, who's been absolutely brilliant. Trusting to give the ball away there. Jan Mateus. Is the time to create anything now? Brilliant clearance by Yamakawa. Eduardo. Nice turn. Muto left sliding into nowhere. Matsubara. Jan Mateus. Namtehi. And Matthias Tuller with the header. And now we're into time that the referee's adding on at the end of the time added on. There's no way back now for Yokohama F Marinos. Even if they score now, it'll be too little, too late. It's going to come all the way through. And Jan Mateos with almost a half-hearted attempt at goal. And the Vissel Kobe players imploring the referee to blow the whistle. It was Yuya Osako who got them off and running when Muto won the penalty. Muto scored the second himself. It's a header by Yamakawa, then by Honda. Anderson Lopez. Matthias Tuller did so well then. Nearly got sucked underneath it, but managed just to crane his neck and stretch up and wins the free kick. He knows the significance. He's been around more than long enough to know what this result could do. It lays the platform, it builds the foundation for them to go on and win the league for the first time ever. There's a long, long way to go in the race for the J-League title, but the biggest game of the season so far has perhaps produced the away performance of the season so far. Vissel Kobe started the day 1 point ahead at the top of the J-League, but thanks to Yoshinori Muto and Yuya Osako, who scored the goals, they now have a 4-point gap. They have clear daylight at the top, and the destination of the J-League is in their hands. Quite the performance, quite the display, fully deserved as well for Vissel Kobe, who were just that little more competent, that little more threatening throughout. For Kevin Muscat and his men, well, it's a day that they will look back on despairingly, because they just never really got going. And the problems that have hampered them of recent weeks have come back to bite them once again. Vissel Kobe have a huge 3 points here. They have a 4-point gap at the top of the J-League. What a performance, what a night. Yokohama F Marinos 0, Vissel Kobe 2. Well, it was always set up to be the game of the season. The entrance that the teams made to a cascade of colour in a cauldron of noise. And perhaps one of the biggest characters the J-League has ever seen in Yuya Osako, along with Yoshinori Muto, coming up huge for this Vissel Kobe side. And for Anderson Lopez and co, well, are they left to wonder what could have been? Muto, magnificent. His performance of the season, and defensively solid, the likes of Honda and Yamakawa there, who deserve all sorts of plaudits. A thoroughly professional performance from the league leaders. And for Yuya Osako, congratulations to him. He moves on to 20 goals this season for the first time in his career. Huge performance from them, huge performance from him. And those fans that are away behind this goal, it's 500 kilometers over to drive from Kobe to Yokohama. It's Friday night, remember. It's 9 o'clock at night. But they are going to party long and hard into the evening, because right now they are sitting pretty at the top of the J-League. There are 5 games to go. They are 4 points clear. The run-in is as tough as it could be. But hurdle 1 was perhaps the biggest hurdle for them on the run-in. And they've managed to overcome that. It should be the boost they need, the fillip they need in the race for the title. They put their bodies on the line today, but they've been rewarded for it with a gargantuan victory of huge proportions. Stunning effort from Vissel Kobe, who looked for a long period of the season as though they were about to blow it after getting off to a flyer at the start of the campaign. They hit the buffers somewhat when Andres Iniesta left them. Iniesta hadn't really played, but there was so much hysteria going on about his departure, and the game they played with Barcelona might have just got in the way of what they were trying to achieve. Well, that's all behind them now, and they've won back-to-back games again, and that's significant, huge for them. And you can see why the party has started behind that goal. Imagine the party if they actually go on and complete their first ever J-League title win. Let's hear from Yoshinori Muto.
ピッチに崩れ込む姿、印象的でした。今もいやーきつかったよという言葉をおっしゃってましたけれども、本当にタフなゲームで大きな勝ち点3です。
そうですね、本当に素晴らしい相手でしたし、本当僕たちの 120% を出さないと、今日は勝てない試合だというのは分かってたので、どんな状態になろうと、たとえ筋肉が切れてしまっても、とにかく最後まで